know where to go now, or what to do. Let's go for a bit of a ride. Might even trying to practice some wheelies because I really want to learn how to do it. So yeah, if anyone knows if PJ Me, you can just kind of walk in there and go and buy stuff, then please do let me know in the comments, even though I tend to record these vlogs and upload them like a week later because I don't know why really. I'll record a vlog and then go home and put it on my computer. I'll go home and like transfer, you know, all the files from my SD card onto my camera and then onto my computer. Which way should we go? Oh dear. And then kind of forget about it. What I really should do is have a separate folder for vlogs and then, you know, name them something. Like, you know, brief title or whatever. And then I'll remember them, won't I? But, you know, I've only recently started, since I got this camera in February, I have literally got every single recording stored on my hard drive on my computer, but I deleted them all yesterday, the ones that I don't use, so because I think I had like 260 gig worth of drift files, just stuff from that I recorded from my camera. So I thought, nah, it's not really doing anything, I'm not going to use it, it's just there, so I deleted it all. And this will be the first new batch until I delete it again in probably 2 months or something. The space isn't really an issue for me. I've got nearly 4 terabytes of storage on my computer, so that's one of the good things about being a gamer. You know, when coming into something like motovlogging, I've already got the hardware and everything to do it. Like my PC renders a 10-minute video in about 11 minutes at 1080p, so because I know a lot of people do struggle with things like that, editing software, but some of you may or may not know, I got a gaming channel that I used to upload to, so. Also another thing as well, someone asked about my driving test. They noticed that I recorded that vlog on Wednesday, my driving test was the next day. Did I pass or fail? Well, it's a true story if you're watching this. I did indeed pass. And the thing is, I might make it, I'll just tell you now, and if this is too long, I'll make it into 2 vlogs. But basically what happened was, just go slow and talk. I've been doing a 2-week crash course, or intense driving course as they now call it. Pajamas! They only call it an intense driving course just because it doesn't sound very good saying we're going to do a crash course. So yeah, I did that, and it was basically 25 hours within 2 weeks. So I was doing like between 1 and 2 hours a day, pretty much, give or take a few days that I didn't do them on because of things like my Mercedes interview. So I had to do 4 on that Wednesday. But yeah, on that Wednesday I recorded that vlog. I did a driving lesson in the morning, and in the afternoon, about an hour before my lesson, which was pretty much just after I got back from riding my bike, because I went around some twisty roads after that and gave my bike a quick blast. My driving instructor rang me and said that his cam chain on his car had gone, so for that next driving lesson, which was supposed to be 2 hours long, only ended up being an hour, and it was with a completely different guy in a completely different car. And the car I was originally learning to drive in was a Corsa. It was a 1.2 Corsa, I think it was a 1.4 diesel Corsa. And then I jump into this 1.2 Peugeot 208, brand new car. Well, it was a 2013 car, and it had 20,000 miles on it, because obviously driving instructors do a shit ton of miles. But Peugeot had already said that the car has to have a recall for a whole new engine. So you can imagine what sort of fuck up Peugeot went through there. But anyway, yeah, the car was horrible to drive, the 208. It wasn't too bad to drive, should I say. The clutch on it was horrible. Now, if you look up any online review about the Peugeot 208, you'll see that they all say, oh, fuck, that the clutch is dodgy on it. Basically, the clutch pedal, it only worked in the last like 1 millimeter of travel. So your foot down on the floor, you lift it up, and you could literally lift it halfway up or 2/3 of the way up and rev the car, and it wouldn't move. You'd have to lift it all the way to oh wait, is that the car park? No, we don't want to go in there. you'd have to lift it up pretty much all the way till you get your foot off it, and then squish it back in like the slightest amount. And that was the whole clutch, so it was fucking horrible to get used to. I didn't stall it, but I did frog jump a few times. What the hell is going on here? Oh, look at that fucking drain. So I had to do my driving test the next day after only driving that car once before in that car. So I did pass with 6 minors. My minors were pretty much all, let's go this way. They were pretty much all to do with like the sequence of checking your mirrors and indicating and stuff. I did it the wrong way around a few times. Shit, it's only a 30 road, what am I doing? A cop would have totally fucked me then. Wasn't even going fast, but this is still a 30 road. So yeah, my most of my minors were... I did get one for clutch control because of... fuck knows what, but I frog jumped somewhere. And then... but the guy was like, yeah, but you've only drove this car once, so... You know, I can understand that. It was absolutely awful to drive. And he also gave me a minor as well for hesitating and saying that I could have pulled off quicker, which I didn't want to rush it because, like, I'd only drove that car once before and I knew how shitty the clutch was, so if I rushed it, I thought I'd just end up stalling it. And if you stall in a shit place... So yeah, I didn't want to rush it and end up stalling the car, so I got a minor for that. And I also got one as well for clipping the curb. I actually wasn't paying much attention to the road and swerved left the tiniest amount and squeaked the tyre on the curb. But I thought I failed after that point, but luckily it was only a minor, so I got away. So yeah, that was my driving test story, and then the manoeuvres I had to do were pretty easy actually. I had to do a hill start and a reverse around the corner. And I think I did the reverse around the corner pretty goddamn bang on. I did it slower than I'd like to, but you know, my driving instructor was, when the first one, was just like, yeah, it doesn't matter how fast you do it, you just got to do it. So I literally took my time, took it as slow as I possibly could, and just did that motherfucker, aced the shit, and then the hill start was pretty easy really. Even in that car with a crappy clutch, it was still pretty easy. So yeah, I now have a full driving license. Well, I don't yet because with it being, I mean, I don't know how many bank holidays we've had recently, but we've had like, is it 3? I don't know. But because of all the bank holidays, it hasn't been sent back to me yet. So that's my driving test story, and I'm most definitely going to split that into 2 vlogs. So if you're watching this one and it was like a week after the other one, then you know I'm a lazy fuck. And if this one started randomly, I'll probably start it where at the Shell garage when I said I'll split this into 2 vlogs actually. So the usual introduction. I'm planning on doing a video soon about the practicality of owning an Aprilia RS125 to do day-to-day commuting. Because when everyone says like an RS, it's a weekend toy to most people. It's something that sits in the garage, only comes out on a sunny day. They take it for a blast and then they put it away till the next sunny day, and that's how it goes. As I use this bike to do day-to-day commuting on, I thought I'd kind of do a review of like, because a lot of people think this bike's a high maintenance bike, and now for someone that's used to a 4-stroke where you've probably got to change the oil every 2 years and just put petrol in it, yeah, it is a high maintenance bike, but other than the fact that you have to put oil as well as fuel in it, it's not day-to-day of a high-maintenance bike. Yes, every now and again you'll need to put a new piston rings in it and a new top-end bearing, but you know, how often are we talking about that? If you're not thrashing it every day, it's going to last you probably a year of commuting on it if you just ride it like a normal bike and don't ride it a red line all the time. And now before coming out on my bike, I've got a phone call saying that I've been accepted for an apprenticeship. So come September, I'll be moving to Northampton and starting an apprenticeship at Mercedes. So that's all.